Yeah.
A pelt.
Yeah.
A tunic.
My gladiator tunic. Honey, where is my tunic?
Motherfuckers in a tunic at the AMC.
Head always on a swivel. Welcome back to Small Talk the Pod.
Yeah,
I missed you guys. Did you miss them at all? Brooke?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Well, whether you did or didn't, and whether you guys did or didn't, just know was felt by around 33% of our team.
Which we found out recently.
Oh God.
Oh fuck, never mind. Not our team.
Oh no.
I was jumping ahead. We were looking at analytics the other day, and we found out that our largest viewer base is in Bangladesh. So thank you, Bangladesh.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for all the support anywhere.
Yeah, it's incredible.
We have a jam-packed episode this week.
Do.
Oh, I don't know if you guys are ready. We've been preparing for it.
For maybe 6 hours.
Yeah, for an undisclosed amount of time. We've been prepping this.
Yeah.
And as you know, we're coming up around Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. Whether it is yet to happen or after listening to this, it has already happened. Hope you had a good one. And Thanksgiving is known for a lot of things, but I think it's also known for really great movies coming out.
Great transition. Wow. Let me give you a little.
Thank you. I appreciate
we
that.
We didn't clap at the beginning.
And then maybe we'll do like a little like sound effect, like woo. Don't play anything.
No.
All right.
Absolutely not. Yeah, I went to the movies last night. I went to a 10:20 p.m. showing of Wicked.
Oh wow.
It was phenomenal. Like,
wait, the musical?
The musical?
Wait, so you went
on a stage?
You went to the Pantages, you mean?
Did not do that. I went to see Wicked the movie. Wicked the musical, the movie.
Sorry, wait, can we cut first? What do you mean the movie?
So,
it's a musical.
You're familiar with Wicked?
Yeah.
The novel?
Wait. Too much media. I listened to the soundtrack on my phone. So they made a musical
out of the novel Wicked.
Right.
In 2003.
Right. Yes.
It's currently 2024.
Next year?
I believe.
No more of that.
Unless they release this in January for some reason.
Yeah.
What?
Sorry, I just felt a really cold breeze come through.
The ghost of Sound Guy Harry's back.
Yeah.
We should do like a Christmas Carol style episode for our holiday special.
Our past employers leading up to Harry.
Oh wow.
Oh, you probably love that one.
It's him crying.
Okay, so they made Wicked a movie. I haven't seen any like promotional content, any marketing about the Wicked movie.
This bit.
I haven't seen any billboards, bus ads.
You can't even joke about it because you step outside your front door and there's Alphabet.
You try going to Target. Whoa! We might get copyright for that.
Hopefully.
If you have this big of a marketing presence, you have just as big a legal presence.
Yes,
that's what I always say.
But you know what? Would be low-key cool to know that Universal's listening to our podcast.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Universal
Bangladesh,
Pictures,
Universal.
our two biggest markets.
Yeah, and a lot of lawyers.
A lot of lawyers in both, I'm sure. I don't know.
Well, you know LL Cool J.
Yeah.
Lawyers love Cool James.
Yep.
There you have it.
That's what it is. Anyway, so I saw Wicked, the movie of the musical last night.
Wait, it's not...
It was really, thank you. It was really beautiful. I loved it. I realized because I went to Wicked and there was all this, promotional stuff obviously around the theater. And I was like, hey, take a picture to my friend. Hey, take a picture of me in front of the big Pedro Pascal. And then I was like, wait, when does Gladiator II come out? Do you know?
I know for a fact that it was the same day as Wicked.
It sure was.
That's insane.
Today, when we're filming this today,
right now,
I'm gonna, just sort of peek through the curtain because it's a, Wizard of Oz reference.
Nice. Inside baseball.
It's November 22nd, and on this day officially, Wicked, the movie musical, and Gladiator II comes out.
And Kendrick Lamar dropped an album. Right.
However, I don't think we knew about that. There was not nearly as much promo.
Target wasn't pushing that as
No,
much
they
as
were
Wicked.
not. Why didn't we do a Barbenheimer too?
So that's a really good point, because I mean, you're talking about like promotional stuff. Like Barbenheimer was crazy. There were
insane.
t-shirts, like the those graphic tees
That was like
similar to mine.
half Oppenheimer, or it was half Margot Robbie and half
The other guy. It's Cillian
Murphy.
There we go.
That was
I almost
crazy.
called him Cillian because of how it's spelled.
Because he's so silly. He's just a silly actor in all his silly parts.
Silly Lin-Manuel Miranda. Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, definitely a missed opportunity there. What would it be? Because I feel like Barbenheimer flowed. I mean, I thought it flowed.
God,
pretty
Gabe,
well.
I'm so glad you asked, because I actually, on my notes app
I made a
last night
mistake.
at 2:30 in the morning, that is timestamped.
Oh, I did. I didn't tell you this, and I don't need to be talking about this on the podcast, but I got up to use the restroom last night. No, I get up to pee. I refill my water bottle. I go back to bed. And like right as I lay down, I heard the door open. I'm like, oh my God, like what?
'Twas I.
It was you.
Returning.
You're home.
Yeah.
And now you're
You're
here.
home.
Now you're here with me.
I literally got home after this movie it started at 10:25. And I got home at 2:10 in the morning. It was great.
Okay.
And that was a long fucking movie. It was 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Yeah, we live 5 minutes away from the theater.
I live inside the theater. It was in my home theater, actually, in our viewing room. Sound guy Harry doesn't fucking believe me. Anyway, I came up with some options. I only have two, but I think they're good ones. And then maybe you've got some ideas as well. So Gladiator II and Wicked, the Barbenheimer, would be called. One option is Glacked.
Ooh.
Which I like, because if you just see it written out, it just says glacked.
Glacked.
And it's like, I'm getting glacked tonight.
I'm
And it
getting
means you're
glacked
going
tonight.
to a Wicked Gladiator double feature. Getting glacked.
Glacked.
Another option was Wickedator II, which sounds really good, right?
Wickedator?
Wickedator II.
I hardly kissed her.
Wickedator? Wicked marry her.
Wow.
We could spend my life with her. Anyway, you got any good Wicked Gladiator combos?
Oh, I feel like I'm gonna have to pull from different parts of each word. Yeah, there's definitely like
We also have glicked.
glick,
Glicked, glacked. Both are combos.
glick, glack, glock. Like that's the theater
Glick.
kid game, right?
Zip zap.
Zip zaps out. There we
Glick,
go.
glack, glocked.
I'm a big fan of Gladiator.
All right, we got
Gladiator.
outside source. We have Gladiator 2.
Gladiator 2. I feel like
That's good.
okay, however, when you look at it spelled out, because I am typing these because I'm a visual learner
That's good.
and we have an accessible and inclusive channel, it does look like you're trying to write Wadiator.
So my Wadiator was having some trouble in my call.
This is a wicked Wadiator. What about
I'm just trying to think.
Wickedator?
Whoa, that looks good on a shirt.
Wickedator 2.
Yeah.
And it's Cynthia Erivo and Pedro Pascal, and then it's Paul Mescal and
Jeff Goldblum.
Art. Oh my.
Get him in there.
Oh my.
Yeah, okay.
Jeff
Gladiator.
Goldblum came out last night. I mean, not.
wait.
Hang on. Hang on. I'm so sorry.
Pause, as the kids
This is
say.
fake news about Jeff Goldblum. As soon as he stepped on screen, as soon as he was there, you heard, like, you felt the energy in the theater.
Of course.
And I went, yes, Jeff. Just like that. Yes, Jeff. I was so excited. I love that man so much.
So I'm seeing it tonight, and
Okay.
something I'm a big fan of, especially with these movies, Barbie, Oppenheimer, probably not Oppenheimer, but movies that are hyped up this much that you're going to see it in the theater.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Everyone's going to be going batshit.
Yeah.
That's what I love. I
We were
love
in a
movies
great,
like that.
we were in such a great theater. It was
Yeah.
all like the girls and the gays. Everyone and their bestie was in pink and green. It was so cute.
Yeah.
Are you and your girlfriend gonna do pink and green?
Well, no. She saw it last night with her coworkers.
That's so embarrassing. I thought you were going tonight with her.
I'm going tonight alone. So is it still going to be the same experience where I can still like cheer and be a part? Okay, that sounds really sad. I haven't been thinking about that.
If it helps, the guy that was sitting next to me did also go alone. The theater was pretty empty.
Yeah.
Came over. I had all my stuff on the seat beside me. I know that theaters are different now. Like, I know that you have to book your seat, whatever.
Yeah.
In advance.
Of course.
But he just came over and just stared at me. And I went,
oh, I love that.
"Is that your seat?" And he's like, "Yeah."
So
just nodded. And I was like, "Okay." So I move all my shit to my lap.
well, I mean, it's not your seat because there's a couple different things that are going through my mind when you say that.
Go ahead.
The first one, just, socially awkward, just kind of going like, oh, I've been living in this world where you reserve seats for so long. I'm not really expecting, to have this interaction. The second thing, and I only know this because I might be doing the same. He could have been under some kind of influence.
He for sure was. Let me continue. Let me continue about this individual. He had a large popcorn for himself.
There it is.
And a large drink, which go off. You're at the
Love
movies,
it, yeah.
right? We shared a large popcorn. I had a big drink. It was great.
I'm going to be doing all of that tonight.
Yeah, it's the best.
I'm not.
So he was sort of mumbling to himself the entire time.
Oh.
So like something would happen and he would go, "What?"
Okay.
Quietly in the theater. Or, fuck, I don't want to spoil anything, but basically there's a tragic plot line that's being explained and like she's blaming herself for like her childhood trauma. And they're like, she's like, "No, it's not your fault." And the guy next to me's like, "It's not her fault." I was like, hell yeah, king.
I like that.
Hell yeah. It was a little distracting when he was Googling the cast.
No, during the movie? You can do that before.
During the movie. But I was like, you know what? I've been there too, where it's like that, like ADD, like the itch you need to scratch. Like, I have to know what I know this person from,
Oh, yeah, no, no way.
I didn't want to just be staring over at his phone, though, so I didn't know who he was Googling, but it was someone.
You can see IMDb right there. You can see.
For sure. I saw
Jeff Goldman, who is... Oh.
Jewish man in Wicked. Jewish man Wicked movie.
Wicked Jewish man.
It's a very different film, and we don't make movies like that anymore.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness. God bless.
Every older Walt Disney cartoon, it couldn't be. Oh my god!
Wicked Jewish man. Wicked Jewish man. Did you mean?
Okay, yeah, because I was gonna have like a Twisted Tea in the parking lot, and then like go in. It seems as though he could have been under something stronger.
Yeah, I do think they have Wicked cocktails, depending on what theater you're going to.
It's gonna be like $27
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure it is. But yeah, the guy next to me was distracting when he was on IMDb, also distracting when he was like just digging in his popcorn bucket like he's never eaten before.
Whoa.
Like a starved man. Like I heard nails scratching the bottom of the barrel.
You need that butter in the nail.
I was worried for him. And then our cups were right next to each other, and he finished, right? His drink, and I was like, I kind of wonder, like, is he desperate enough that he's gonna try and take a sip of mine?
No,
he didn't. He didn't. But that would have been a good story. I should have just lied just there,
making shit up for the podcast.
I should, right? I should start doing that. I've been doing that the whole time.
Whoa. That's in our mission statement, that will always remain truthful.
No, I burned that years ago.
What about our brand Bible?
The what?
Our brand Bible.
You mean our Google Doc? Yeah. Yeah, just a little distracting, but you know what? I thought it was funny by the end. He was like snuggled up on the seat beside me, making his little comments, and I was like,
his head's just on your shoulder.
You are living, my man, right?
Mm-hmm. I want to be that present in anything I do.
It was good.
I was just talking about that off camera.
Yeah. I do love that.
No, that and just not the like, I think it's referred to as the censor that little voice in our brain being like, no, that's cringe. No, don't do that. That's stupid.
Yeah.
The ability to just not have that.
That's crazy to me.
And just,
We've talked about that before.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's like a muscle, like you have to keep like working it out. Like that was, and maybe I'm wrong, I feel like that's not his first movie where he's like, I got some shit I want to say. I got some things I need to Google.
It was an adult man, for sure.
Hell yeah.
For sure.
And I'm just a little boy.
You're just a little boy, but
You're just a little man.
you're just a little man. You're just a small son, I'd say.
LL, little lad.
Little lad, Cool J.
Woo.
I mean, yeah,
Cool G, come on.
that would be a really funny Instagram handle for you. LL Cool G.
That's funny you say that because I was thinking like, because Swaggy G is it's my Instagram. I was thinking about how when I was in like 4th grade, maybe even end of 3rd, Gaba Naba
Yeah.
was my nickname.
Yeah.
And I was just trying to think, like, one, I don't remember what led to that. I remember one day, like, waking up, it's my birthday, and we're having, like...
And you were gifted a new name.
It was, like, a flag football game at the park for my birthday. There was Team Gaba and Team Naba. We might still have those T-shirts somewhere.
That's funny.
So, like, I just remember that happening. I remember going to, that science camp, Astro Camp. Mm-hmm. I remember doing that, and we did, like, bottle rockets. I remember the crowd chanting in the snow. It was snowing.
Yeah.
Gaba Naba.
That's insane.
Like, I have no clue where that happened. And then, well, I know where Swaggy G came from. Come on.
Shout out basketball.
Shout out to Nick Young. Just attach a picture of Nick Young and I right here.
Can we both be holding him?
Yeah.
How sweet is that?
It's both of us.
How sweet is that? Oh.
I'll meet him.
You've met him?
No.
Oh.
As of right now,
Okay.
I've never met Nick Young, but it'll happen.
By our next episode.
Yeah.
I hope you can tell us about meeting Nick Young.
Oh, gosh willing.
Gosh. Gee golly.
We should just switch to PG like halfway through.
Made for kids.
Yeah.
Made for kids.
And then...
Oh, I forgot to Google if Frankie Grande had a cameo in Wicked. Because there was a moment where I saw him and I was like, that might have been Frankie Grande. And then there was another moment where I thought I saw Todrick Hall.
No,
and I was like,
wrong.
I should look that up because Todrick, that would make a lot of sense. He's
Right.
a dancer, Broadway
Wizard of
Broadway
Oz.
boy, huge Wizard of Oz fan.
In Wizard of Oz.
And in Wizard of Oz?
Yeah.
He's not in Wizard of Oz.
On the British Broadway,
That
no?
was made in the 60s.
But is he not currently on Wizard of Oz?
On
in England?
Broadway?
English Broadway. Broadway.
The West End.
The West End, yeah.
Todrick was in Shrek the Musical.
Oh, my mistake.
Really
a
similar.
lot of green.
Green
Green being misunderstood.
animals that can speak. Wow.
I think there's a dragon in both.
You're not ready for the talking animals in Wicked.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's...
It's so
I think
special.
the White Claw in the parking lot will be...
It'll help. You're going to laugh out loud alone in the theater.
Everyone's sobbing. I'm so sorry.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, my mistake.
Whoops.
I thought this was Gladiator. Wait. Okay, so
Where is Pedro Pascal?
there's very spirited fans for this musical,
Correct.
movie musical.
Yes.
So were people in costume?
I would say nobody was like truly in costume, but a lot of people were. Like I said, everyone was either pink or green with their besties.
So not quite dressing up, but dressing adjacent, as if you were going to Disneyland.
Disney bounding the Wicked.
Yeah. Y'all ever
so
Disney
funny.
bound to Wicked?
You know, I really love any excuse to dress up.
Mm-hmm.
And I've said this before, maybe not on the podcast actually.
Ren Fair we talked about here.
Ren Fair, I love dressing up. Like, how can you go and not dress up? That's so weird.
I remember you telling us about
To
a
have
group.
people yelling at you about like mead and
Turkey leg.
and telling you the queen is coming and you're not dressed up, like you're in your street clothes. I'm in jeans and the queen is walking by. I could literally never
No,
imagine.
denim wasn't invented until like
Absolutely
the
not
1800s.
until Levi
Strauss.
till Levi got there. Yeah, they had no need for denim. There was no gold in them hills at that point. I needed an opportunity to say that in this episode. Maybe in every episode. But I love an excuse to dress up. And I really think if the options are, you definitely could dress up or...
bring a prop.
Or bring a prop. Yeah. I think if the option is there, like, do it.
Yeah.
Right? So I would suggest, even though you're going alone, to, have the little pink or green accessory. You can take my baby if you want. It was actually really nice.
Don't explain it.
Yeah, no context, zero context.
Brooke has a 3-year-old daughter.
I was holding her at the end, and it was actually very...
Can you remind us who you were holding?
My baby. I'm gonna put out a little bit of Brooke Smallson content soon
about this.
But God, I don't even remember the year. It had to have been at least a decade ago. At our art camp we used to go to in the summer.
I think it was 2014.
2014, maybe. You were their counselor. Right. Gabe was the counselor, the sole counselor of our teen camp. You were in Wicked teen camp? That's crazy.
I was the dad of the musical production. I am not at all saying I was the dad of this teen camp I
was
led.
like a dad to them.
I was
like a dad. I'm more than just a camp counselor.
I was 3 years older than some of them.
That's so funny to me. And that's like my favorite thing in the world.
And I'm like, come on, guys. Like, we're going to be late to our next block. And they're like, who are you?
Who are you? Yeah. This is just some kid. You brought a bigger kid to watch us?
I have a clipboard.
Exactly.
And it says right here, we have to go to claymation right now.
Right now. So in that session, one of the classes they had was a musical theater class.
Oh, yeah.
And they would do, or I think it was was it not the whole day was Wicked?
I think Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Okay, so part of the teen camp was you could just do musical theater, like an intensive, where like each block of the day split up into 4 blocks. Mm-hmm. You would get to do like practicing your songs and then practicing your lines in your choreo, and then you would do building the sets, and then you would do making the costumes, something like that.
Yeah.
And so our teen camp, Harry's getting naked behind the camera. Our teen camp did a production of Wicked, and if anyone's familiar with Wicked, in the first song, there's a reveal that Elphaba was born green, which is a plot line that continues throughout the entire show.
Correct.
And so to show this green baby, they bought a baby doll and they painted her green.
Didn't our mother spray paint it emerald?
She must have.
Yeah.
It is emerald.
Because it's in our possession.
So, I mean, if I may tell my story,
That's
if I may
I'm
speak
saying.
my truth, I decided that she needed to come see Wicked, the movie, the musical with me last night. So
not our mother, the
baby. I found the green baby in the closet.
The baby.
She was right beside our costume box. So this is all very related to how we are as a family.
Right.
And I found this green baby and I made her a little cloak. I found a cloak this is all things we had, which is insane. I made her glasses, I made her a cloak, and gave her a broom. And then I took her to see Wicked with me. And she loved it. And representation is so important. So my green baby.
There ain't enough green people nowadays.
And see herself on that screen.
If we had more green people in Hollywood.
What green character? Actually, there's quite a few green characters, I would say. Shrek. Kermit the Frog.
Oh, yeah.
Elphaba from Wicked.
I was, believe it or not, I was going somewhere with the dressing up thing.
The little green men from Toy Story.
Oh, like the army guys?
Oh, that too. Oh. The claw.
Oh, yeah. A sick minion.
We have a green minion up there. He's a zombie minion. I saw you about to...
Yeah, can we get a shot of that?
Yes, he is wearing a fedora. His name is Frank Sinatra.
We weren't going to release that. We weren't going to release the minion until... Didn't we say like 10,000 subscribers? We'll release the minion?
I guess we fucked up.
All right.
Release him in the sense that he is sentient, and we put a block on his decision making part of his brain, so he is sort of in like a terrifying state between being alive and not being alive right now.
God, aren't we all?
But that's the
We
theme
literally
of
all
2024. That's been the November vibe.
Yeah.
Is like, am I in purgatory already?
Sometimes it feels that way.
Feels like it. Which is why I think we should all just dress up when we can. Why not wear a costume?
So imagine, great tie-in, imagine going to see Wicked.
Yeah.
Dressed up in full Gladiator II garments.
That's so good.
Would that be funny? Is that something?
Now I want to dress up for Gladiator. Everyone's dressing up in their
Same
pink
Wicked.
and green.
Yeah.
I just want to go to Gladiator like that.
I'll stop at like Party City or something and get like a helmet
Helmet.
or a
a
pelt.
skirt.
Yeah.
A pelt.
Yeah.
A tunic.
My Gladiator tunic. Honey, where is my tunic?
Motherfuckers in a tunic at the AMC.
Oh no.
I mean, I like the idea personally.
And then just to button this up, that production of Wicked at our art camp, which by the way, talking about an art day camp we used to go to, talking about the costume box that lives in our home and the countless arts and crafts things, it really says a lot about the journey that got us into these cow chairs.
These cow chairs. We would not be here if not for our insane upbringing around the most creative, weirdest people probably in this world.
I mean, okay, so on my way to this will tie into the next video. On my way to the Los Angeles Clippers game, a family friend had an extra ticket. I needed to check out the new stadium. They have a free shuttle service, just like the Hollywood Bowl. I think everyone should do it. Again, different video. But I heard like this father and son duo, like 2 rows in front of me, the entire like hour and 45-minute trek from the Valley to Inglewood. It was like they were just talking about stocks the whole time, just the stock market. You know, son, you're going to put in, you're going to get it at 18, 19, like all his it wasn't like too broad, but he was like, you know, it's like 14, 15, 16%, like, you know, maybe 18 or 19. And just the whole time, like he's just saying different percentages, buying, trading. So, you know, one time I got it at 16%, tanked to 13.3 that night.
That's what it's like.
The entire time.
That's what it's like to date men in LA. Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, just a quick reminder. He's a straight guy.
Yeah. God, and then cut to Harry just
Harry crying, sobbing. Sorry about that, Harry. It had to be known.
when I was the counselor of the teen camp.
Yeah.
Even still being a teen myself, a few years older than them, they put on just a home run, a grand slam, a slam dunk.
Yeah.
A walk-off single. Like, it was such a good performance. Slap shot to the 5-hole hockey.
Wow. More. A pickle to the pickleball.
A doink to the kitchen.
Okay.
A dink.
Dink. Sorry. Whoa. And you know what, Gabe?
It was so good. Like, it was phenomenal.
Can I tell you something about that performance?
Tell him.
One of our campers who was in that performance.
Yeah.
All the parents came to see it at the end of the session. And one camper's father watched that performance.
No.
And his name was John M. Chu. And he said, I gotta make a movie out of this shit.
Oh my goodness.
And that's the first lie I've told on this podcast. But I felt like it was, you believed it, right?
I believed it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this is it's not just like we're sit at a picnic table, do arts and crafts. Like, there are, we don't want to dox anyone, but there are definitely like a bunch, a solid handful, more than a hand. Like if Shaq took a handful of something, that's a lot. If I took a handful of something, I feel like it's not Shaq.
Back in the heyday, there were quite a few celeb parents that would bring their kids to our camp.
So it's like 3:30 p.m. You're like walking kids down to like, our Teslas weren't that big yet, but like to a Beamer. Mercedes.
Yeah. Range. Get in the range, son.
And like, window rolls down and you're like, oh, wow, it's redacted, like.
I was like signing kids out one day, like I was doing checkout, and this father comes over and tells me the daughter's name. I was like, oh, cool. I write down, and I go, and your name, like checking that they're an authorized person to pick them up. And he says his name, and I go, from the movie? And I said the name of the movie. And I just look up at him, and he's like, yeah. And I was like, that's nuts.
Yeah.
All right, bye.
It was just a lot of that.
I told this story recently, and I would love, Harry, if you could just bleep out the names I'm about to say. But there was this day at camp where it was one of our first days of camp. So we're meeting all the new kids and like all the new parents for the first time. And I'm chatting. I was always working the K camp. So like the 5 to 6.5 year olds, 4 to 6.5 year olds. Mm-hmm. And there was this couple that came up the stairs with their children, and I said, look at this dad wearing a cowboy hat right now. What does he think? He's like or something? You're gonna bleep that name. And they get closer, and I see that he is walking with, and I'm like, that is that actually is. And they came straight to my table, and I was like, I'm your child's counselor. Hi. I was so normal about it though. Yeah. It's actually my favorite thing is to be so to be like blacked out with excitement to encounter like a celebrity. Like I'm not like the biggest fan of either of them, right? But like I've seen them in so many things. Mm-hmm. Everyone has seen them in so many things. And so I love that feeling of like my heart is beating so fast, and then I'm completely blacked out because of how excited I am, and I just act so regular.
You know what that is?
I like pretending that a celebrity is not a celebrity.
That's clutch.
That's clutch. Thank you.
That is what it means to be clutch.
Thank you so much. I really love it. It makes me feel
being
good.
Clutch.
I love being clutch. I also love encountering celebrities and pretending that I'm like, whatever. I live in LA.
I feel like they like that.
Yeah, probably.
More than like, oh my goodness, sorry. Okay, sign out your kid,
sucks.
and then all parents have to do this. Can you just sign this headshot?
Could you also
of yourself?
Sign my cell
standard.
phone?
It's
standard. It's just standard.
Yeah. I feel like that's a really pleasant place to turn a new leaf.
Art camp? Or you mean to
the episode. The leaf being the episode, turning being slowly doing an outro.
How long was this?
Okay. So there's a lot of good movies out. Have you seen Shaun of the Dead?
No.
Oh, okay. I mean, I recommend it. Really, really good movie. And now we got the holiday season coming up. Have you seen the Shaun of the Dead funk edit?
No.
All right. Well, I think that's all the time we have, guys. Thank you so much for listening. This was another banger. I feel like we've been on a hot streak. I'm sorry.
I mean, the stats don't lie.
The stats don't lie. Bangladesh would never lie to us.
No, exactly. But unfortunately, in this episode, I did lie to Bangladesh. Yeah. And I apologize for that. Hey, guys. Welcome back to our podcast. I'd like to address some things I said in the last episode.
You know those videos where it's like a bar just like cheering very loudly for a sports team? Yes. And then as well as the agony when a full bar of one team, something bad happens. Yeah. It's just like we need a shot of a sports bar just like crying and sobbing and screaming to that news. It's like, sorry, I lied a little bit. Like, no.
Yeah, they're like, I'm just kidding. They're like, yeah. Well, thanks again for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much. I don't know if the viewers could tell. I don't know if it passed, if it's showing up on camera. I did finish Sopranos last night. I feel like you guys can kind of see that glow.
Christ.
I don't know if it's going through the cams.
That post Sopranos glow.
Yeah. Come back to Harry.
You've experienced it all. Well, I haven't finished Sopranos yet, but I am Brooke Smallson.
And I've been Gabe Smallson.
And he'll continue to be Gabe Smallson, and we'll continue to be Small Talk the Pod. So thanks so much again.
God willing. Shaun of the Dead, really?